vertical asymptote or vertical asymptotes, either one. And just set the bottom equal to 0. B, if h of x equals f of x times g of x, find an equation for h in standard form and then determine at what value of y will the graph of h have a horizontal asymptote. No such value exists, state so, and give a reason. So we're going to start with taking f of x times g of x. So f of x was 2 over x minus 3. And g of x is x minus 2 over x squared minus 9. So to find h of x, to multiply fractions, what do? Yeah, straight across. Top times top. So that's 2x minus 4.
15.
Yes, ma'am?
Donna Vargas is being checked out.
Okay. And then the bottom is x times x squared, which is x cubed. And I'm going to do x times negative 9, which is negative 9x. Doesn't really matter what order you do it in. Negative 3 times x squared is negative 3x squared. Bye, Donna. And negative 3 times negative 9 is positive 27. That door slams easy. There is nothing in the bottom that we can put together because they don't have the same variables. So I'm just going to rearrange it so that it's in descending order, which is what we're used to. Wouldn't be wrong if you didn't. So we got our h of x. That's our equation in standard form. Now, does it have a horizontal asymptote? Why not? Is it top heavy? It's bottom heavy. So if it's bottom heavy, does it have one?
No, bottom heavy is 0.
Yeah, there you go. That's okay. Yes. So because h of x is bottom heavy, the horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. Okay. And then C, usually the last part is always the hardest one. What intervals will f of x be greater than or equal to g of x? So f of x was 2 over x minus 3, greater than or equal to g of x, which is x minus 2 over x squared minus 9. And this is kind of putting everything together, so this is really a good review problem, actually. Yes, ma'am? Yes. Just grab past the sign out. And I want to move everything over to the left. So it's minus x minus 2 over x squared minus 9. So it's greater than or equal to 0. I can bow tie it. think it actually might be easier if I factor this first. So when I bow tie or butterfly, however you want to say it, 2 times x plus 3 over x minus 3. Then I have this minus sign. X minus 2 over x minus 3. All over. Everything on the bottom multiplied together, which would be x minus 3 squared times x plus 3. On top, they all have an x minus 3 in common.
Landon Montgomery, report to the nurse's office. Landon Montgomery.
So what I did was, since both of these terms have an x minus 3, I just pulled it out in front. And so what's going to happen is this x minus 3 will cancel with one of these x minus 3s. I'll just make it a little easier to work with. So on top, that leaves us with 2x plus 6 minus x plus 2. Because I distributed that minus sign. Please ask if I lost you some part. 2x minus x is x. 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, so it's bless you. It's greater, whatever that was. It's greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So we set the bottom and the top greater than or equal to 0. So the numbers we have are negative 8, negative 3, and positive 3. And the only number that will actually make it or equal to 0 is negative 8. Because if you get 0 on the bottom, it's undefined. It doesn't give you 0. We've done these before. It's just been a hot minute. So then we remember, we pick numbers in between these, and we find when we plug them in if it's positive or negative. Doesn't even matter what the actual value is. And if it's positive, then you know that's greater than or equal to 0. And if it's negative, then you know it's not. So for example, like we would plug in, say, negative 9, because that's less than negative 8. So if I plug negative 9 into the top, that gives me a negative. And if I plug negative 9 into the bottom, that gives me a negative times a negative. So that's really a positive on the bottom. Negative over a positive is negative. Then a number between negative 8 and negative 3, or negative 5. You could pick any number in between there. If we plug negative 5 into the top, I get a positive. the top, I mean, of this. Thank you. If I plug in -5 into the bottom, I get a negative times a negative. So that's another positive. That's positive. Number in between -3 and 3, 0 is a great one to pick. Plug in 0, I get a positive on top, and a negative times a positive. So that's a negative on bottom. Ends up being negative. And if I plug in 4, I have a positive over a positive. So the ones that give me positives are the things that give me greater than or equal to 0. So our intervals would be -8 to -3. Notice I included -8 because -8 actually gives me 0, so it's greater than or equal to. And the other positive is from 3 to infinity. All that for that answer.
Wait a minute, why don't we include, never mind.
Okay. Okay, so obviously the homework, day 39 homework, I'm going to assign that to you. I'm going to post the answers for that sometime today. Tomorrow, if you have questions on day 39 or any of the other days, we need to go over those. Because we won't be in school Wednesday, which of course you can email me questions if you want to. But Thursday, you will have a test. Just Thursday.